Karim Rehemtulla claims he found a wildly profitable and insanely undervalued stock. And Karim claims a stock like this can gain 1000% in months or even days. I reveal the stock here so you don't have to buy Karim's newsletter. Just keep in mind, no proprietary or paid info is given away here, and it's all guesswork based on clues in Karim's publicly available sales presentation. Let's check Karim's recent stock picks to see how good he is before we do anything. In March 2022, he recommended Blink Charging, and this stock has done really bad. He recommended Rolls-Royce back in March 2022 as well, and I actually bought the stock because of this recommendation. It went on to 10x, and it's one of the best stocks I ever bought. Karim told people to buy Ultra Clean Holdings in June 2023, and the stock hasn't done well. Karim recommended Carrier Global because of their liquid cooling tech, and the stock is up a decent amount since. He recommended Daikin Industries at the same time and for the same reason, but this stock is down overall. Let's shift back to the teaser and figure out what Karim is talking about now. This presentation has to do with what Karim calls a stock unicorn, which is a stock that can 10x in a matter of months or days. According to Karim, it's a company that finds itself so wildly profitable, yet so insanely undervalued, that the share price has almost nowhere to go but up. And according to Karim, out of 23,281 publicly traded stocks, only one meets my criteria to be considered a unicorn right now. Karim says the last time he discovered a stock unicorn was Rolls-Royce, and I already showed you that stock did explode and did actually 10x. And Karim knew Rolls-Royce was going to explode because of the COVID shutdown of air travel. The stock had dropped to an unreasonably low price. And in 2022, as air travel opened back up, the stock was wildly profitable, but still cheap. So in the end, a stock unicorn is a company that makes huge profits, but for one reason or another is flying under the radar, which is very rare. Next, Karim starts dropping some hints about this company and says, it is the only American company in the entire universe of publicly traded stocks with an operating income of over $3 billion, revenue growth of more than 15%, dividend growth of more than 20% through the last 3 years, and a market cap of less than $8 billion. Then Karim says, so for example, Marriott has a market cap of $80 billion. That means it is 10 times more expensive than the $8 billion unicorn stock I'm telling you about today. And yet, the two companies have virtually the same operating income, the best measure of the amount of cash the business produces. My unicorn stock has operating income of $3.2 billion, and Marriott's operating income is only slightly higher at $3.8 billion. And Karim finishes the thought by saying, so let's imagine you're super rich like Warren Buffett or Elon Musk, and you're looking to buy a company. You have two choices. Both companies produce just over $3 billion in cash. Yet one business costs $80 billion and the other one costs $8 billion. Which one would you buy? Next, Karim says, there is not a single company in the world that offers better operating income at such a cheap price. For example, this company has over $700 million more in operating income than Airbnb, yet it trades over 10 times cheaper. This company has over $1.2 billion more operating income than Chipotle. But while Chipotle's market cap is $70 billion, this company's market cap, again, is only $8 billion. Not even Rolls-Royce was this profitable and cheaply priced when I recommended it. After this, Karim gives us the clues we need to figure out what stock he's pitching. He claims this company is set to become the leading energy company in America, and also says this company operates the largest continuous oil and gas deposit ever discovered in the United States. The company has 3.7 million acres with nearly 5,000 wells producing 143,299 barrels of oil per day, and 467 million cubic feet of natural gas per day. Also, Karim says it's the first company to use natural gas to power hydraulic fracturing. And Karim claims this company has partnered with the best performing AI stock in the world right now, which is Palantir Industries. Based on the clues, it's clear that Karim is pitching APA Corp, and the ticker is APA. APA Corporation is an independent oil and gas exploration and production company. It's headquartered in Houston, Texas, and its primary business is the exploration, development, and production of natural gas, crude oil, and natural gas liquids. APA's North America operations focus heavily on onshore oil and gas production, particularly in the Permian Basin of West Texas and New Mexico. The Permian is a prolific and well-established oil-producing region, and APA's assets there are centered on both unconventional shale plays and conventional reservoirs. They produce a mix of crude oil, natural gas, and NGLs from this area. Although the Permian Basin remains the cornerstone of their U.S. production, APA also has smaller operations in other basins like the Anadarko and the Gulf Coast. APA has operated in Egypt since the mid-1990s through a joint venture with the Egyptian government. This segment includes production sharing contracts, where APA explores and produces hydrocarbons in the Western Desert. Egypt provides a substantial portion of APA's total production, focusing primarily on oil, with natural gas as a growing contributor. APA benefits from low production costs and established infrastructure in this region, but it is also subject to geopolitical risks and regulatory changes. In recent years, APA has made headlines for its exploration success offshore Suriname in partnership with Total Energies. Their discoveries in Block 58 have proven the presence of significant hydrocarbon resources, marking Suriname as a potential growth area for the company. This segment is still in the exploration and appraisal phase, meaning there's no production yet, but it represents a strategic opportunity for APA to diversify its reserves and future output. If development proceeds as expected, Suriname could become a major driver of APA's growth. Here's the top 8 things to know about this stock, and after I'll tell you if I'd buy. First is strong Q1 2025 financial performance. In the first quarter of 2025, APA reported a net income of $347 million and adjusted earnings of $385 million, surpassing analyst expectations. Second is ambitious Suriname project. APA, in partnership with Total Energies, is investing $10 billion in Suriname's offshore oil fields, aiming for production by 2028. This project could significantly boost APA's future revenues. Third is recent leadership changes. Ben Rogers was appointed CFO in May 2025, bringing experience from his previous roles within APA and Altus Midstream. Such leadership changes can influence company strategy and investor confidence. Fourth is analyst ratings, hold with upside potential. Analysts have a consensus hold rating on APA, with a 12-month price target averaging $24.41, suggesting a potential upside of approximately 39.81% from current levels. Fifth is dividend payouts continue. APA declared a quarterly dividend of 25 cents per share, payable on August 22, 2025, maintaining its commitment to returning value to shareholders. Sixth is stock performance, a volatile journey. APA's stock has experienced fluctuations, with a notable decline in 2024 due to sector-wide challenges. However, forecasts suggest potential recovery, with price predictions ranging between $13.25 and $25.31 in 2025. Seventh is focus on operational efficiency. APA achieved $800,000 in cost savings per well in Q1 2025 and aims for $130 million in cost reductions for the year, highlighting its commitment to operational efficiency. Eighth is strategic acquisitions. Calon Petroleum deal. In January 2024, APA announced an all-stock transaction to acquire Calon Petroleum Company, valued at approximately $4.5 billion, aiming to enhance its asset base and production capabilities. The main appeal for APA, according to Karim, is that it's undervalued, but that's the case with pretty much all oil stocks these days. However, APA is definitely extra undervalued, and that's largely due to falling oil prices, which have put a cap on its recent stock performance. While many energy companies are facing similar pressures, APA stands out because of its deep exposure to natural gas, which makes up a significant portion of its business. That's a plus for me since I tend to favor natural gas stocks for their long-term potential and cleaner energy profile compared to oil. Still, no matter how good the fundamentals are, APA's stock isn't likely to move much until we see a rebound in oil prices. If you believe oil prices are going to rise, and there are certainly reasons to think they might, given global supply constraints and geopolitical tensions, then APA is indeed a solid bet. It's a stock I'm definitely considering adding to my portfolio. That said, I'm leaning toward holding off for now. When oil prices eventually start to climb, APA's stock is likely to surge in response, and that would be the moment to strike. But it's important to factor in the current political landscape. We have a president who has made it clear that he wants oil prices to stay low in order to ease inflation and keep consumer costs in check. Whether or not he'll succeed in pushing through his energy policies is up in the air, but it's worth noting that Trump's approach to energy policy tends to lean towards encouraging lower oil prices, which could keep APA's stock suppressed in the near term. Overall, while the fundamentals are appealing and the stock is undervalued, the macro factors, especially oil price movements and political pressures, will be the key drivers. For now, I'm watching closely and waiting for a clear signal that oil prices are on the rise before making a move. If you like the idea of natural gas stocks, watch the video below. There you'll see a natural gas stock Dylan Jovine is pitching, and that I love. In fact, I currently own shares in the company being pitched.